And I gave you that. Does anyone need an extra copy of this? I do have extras.
Thank you.
Right, number 5, is this an and inequality or an or inequality? Which means we need to solve everything together at the same time. Or whatever we do to one part, we're going to do to the other. So let me rewrite this first. I need to get rid of the middle or anything connected to one. I need to get rid of by subtracting. And I'm going to do that to all sides, not just the middle. So this would become 0 is less than m is less than 4. Thank you. I just read 4. And then with your and, because they graph towards each other, you shouldn't have like 2 separate arrows. You should have one line. It's going to start at whatever this first point is. So this is an open circle. It's going to end at this point. And then because what this is really saying is this started at 0 and it's everything greater than that. And this started at 3 and it's everything less than that. But we're looking forward to it overlap. So for these answers, solve it. You need your solution set. You could write it like this, or in interval notation. You don't have to write both. You don't have to write the interval notation, but if you feel comfortable with doing that, you can use that. And then your graph. 6. With 6, this is an or inequality, so you have 2 separate inequalities that you have to solve separately. So take one, solve it, and then together solve that one. So I'm going to solve this one first. Subtract 2 on sides. So 2r is greater than negative 6. Divide both sides by 2. I didn't divide by a negative, so my sign wouldn't change. And r would be greater than negative 3. So that would be an open circle at negative 3. Don't to the right. And then the other one would subtract 2 on both sides. Take negative 16 and divide both sides by 4. R is less than or equal to negative 4. That would be a closed circle at negative 4, going to the left. And because this is an or inequality, or needs to get brought down, and solution set. Do you have questions on those two before we do 8? Have to graph both. For 8, each inequality has variables on both sides. So you'll need to get one of the variables on one side and the constant on the other, or both inequalities. Doesn't matter which you move. I'm going to be over here. By subtracting, to get b minus 5 is greater than or equal to 2. And then add 5. So that would be a closed circle at 7. And then we could do the other one. Let's say I move 2B to the right. At the end, I'm going to need to either read my answer backwards or switch it, and we'll see that in a second. Add 1 back to the left. You can leave your answer like this, -4, read it right to left though. B is less than -4, or if that confuses you, take the whole thing and flip it. Whatever direction this is pointing to or away from the variable, it's going to be the same way when you flip it. So B is less than -4. Those are the same things. So that would be an open circle at -4, pointing to the left. And then this would need to say 4. Any questions on the first section, the solving, just solving? Or the third section, the graphing? Want just the graphing or one of the systems? You gotta choose one. And we need to start graphing this like normal. Plot our y-intercept at +1. Our slope is +1/4, so we're going to go up 1 to the right 4, and down 1 to the left 4. This would be a dashed or a solid line. Solid. So if we go on my solid line through this. Because it's equal to. If it wasn't equal to, it would just be dashed. And then this would be shaded above or below this line. Above, because it's greater than. If you're not sure, draw an arrow from the y-intercept. Up and down. Down would be below, up would be above. So above would be up here. This area right here.
Can you go over one of the?
You have questions on the graphing before we move on to one of the systems? I'll let you do that one too. 13. Remember with these, choose like 2 different writing utensils or shade them differently, 2 different colors, something. I have colored pencils and pencils today if you want colored pencils. So for this one, this is going to have a y-intercept at 2 and a positive slope of 1/2. So we're going to go up 1 to the right 2 as many times as possible. And down 1 to the left 2 as many times as possible. This one would be a dashed line because it doesn't have the equal to. With some of these, because this one's so close together, if you want to just draw your line like that with arrows at the end, that's fine. Or if you want to draw dashes in between, you can do that as well. would be shaded above or below? Below. So below would be down this way. For the other one, we would have a line assist at -1, and a slope of +2, so we go up 2 to the right one as many times as possible, and down 2 to the left one as many times as possible. This one would be a solid line. This one would be shaded above because it's greater than. So above would be everything up here. That would be and then we're looking for where they overlap. So if you're using the same writing utensil with like different shading methods, you can either outline this area or if you're doing them both in like pencil, you can highlight that area. That way that tells me this is where they overlap. If you have any other questions on any of this?
No. Mr. You ready for the Christmas spirit, aren't you?
Festive Fridays.
You like Christmas? Thursday, Friday, you said?
I said it's festive Fridays.
Got it.
I added like 10 days to this. Right. If no one has any other questions, you guys can clear up your desks, except for your calculator and pencil, and put your cell phones in a calculator pocket.